Fellas, how you doing? Um, Wanted to take a minute, take a break between some meetings, um, to just talk for a second. I'm not going to talk your ear off, but I'd be remiss if, as the school building leader for your school and someone who lives day to day, right, in this work, wanting to make sure that you all are provided as much assistance by the staff of the school and the Eagle Network and the community to be able to reach your fullest potential and to be able to thrive and to be able to carry on the legacies of your families and of your communities, creating your own legacies along the way. The very real reality is, though, gentlemen, as much as we can do as a network and your guardians can do for you at home, and as you all do and advocate for yourselves, we need your life to mean enough to the world for you to be able to access the age and the platforms you need to be able to create those legacies, to be able to instill into others what's been instilled into you, and to be able to change the world. Mr. Dante Wright did not have that opportunity and does not have the opportunity for him to be able to reach his fullest potential in the world. So I woke up super heavy today. It's been a busy few days. So it really wasn't until last night and kind of this morning as things developed that I was able to really sit with this and listening to a number of influencers and people on social media and looking at a number of organizations and celebrities and people who are really giving this some attention. I realized that there's a little bit of an absent voice in our community around it, and I needed to make sure you all understood that this is something not to gloss over. I know it feels like it's every day and all the time at this point, and unfortunately, it almost is. The frequency is as disturbing as, unfortunately, the murders themselves. But gentlemen, it's important that you realize the world. It's important that we understand why resilience is so important. It's important for us to know what's going on so that we can best help ourselves as well as help those who are in loss and grieving. The whole Wright family, please accept any supports that anyone can give to you as you all are going through a moment in time that we all need to be cognizant of, and we need to be able to support you in the grief and not add to it, as some of the parents of some of the victims have already spoken out. So we want to acknowledge to those families and to the Wright family and all the families before this senseless murder. We respect and we honor you. And we thank you for being strong and modeling for you young men, for our parents, for myself, for our staff, what resilience really looks like, and what grit looks like, and what perseverance looks like. It is the unfair burden that has been demanded of us as people of color far more than others. Just comply is what they say, right? There should never be a time where life is taken, especially in such a skewed way towards people of color, men and women, and it just be acceptable. We don't get to make mistakes that take people's lives if it's said to be an actually a mistake, which is hard to believe that there was an actual accident. But gentlemen, it's tough. To my parents, my guardians, this is tough. We are tired, we are exhausted, but so are the generations that brought us up. Once upon a time, young men, we were your age. And there are always generations in this state of fighting the crisis. And this is our period, and this is our time. So for any of the adults and members of our school community that hear this, yeah, we're tired. We're tired. It's a lot. It's been a lot. It's a lot more visible now because of technology, but we've been dealing with it. But we have to continue to push. Young men, take the time to educate yourselves on the things that are happening. Take the time to educate yourselves on the reality of perception from society and this country and the world. And continue to arm yourselves with utmost optimal strength. Again, that resilience, that perseverance, that grit. And again, just always putting forth human decency and value. Understanding that life is important. And understanding that every young man of color, which you are, deserves, regardless of action to date. I know you, gentlemen. You deserve every single second that God has planned for you. And you deserve every single opportunity to shine. We're going on 7 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this down and wrap this up. But gentlemen, we need to have these conversations. Parents and guardians, have these conversations with your scholars at home. Continue to do so. Balance it with optimism, because we have to stay hopeful. We have to stay faithful that things will progress and get better. We have to. It's not an option. It's not an option. We don't get to sit down and throw our hands up. But continue to know that myself, your school community, the Eagle Network, and the community of Southeast Queens at large, and New York City, and all of those across this country that understand the events of Sunday and all of the events of all the years and decades before. We are here with you. We support you. And young man, young woman, we are completely committed to each and every one of you in your homes and to every single one of the scholars enrolled. We are committed to support, education, and again, emphasis on the importance, gentlemen, young Black and brown boys, that your lives matter. They matter. They are to be honored. They are to be upheld. And we will continue to fight with you for you to be able to reach your fullest potential and create your legacies and continue to uphold the potential of all of those who unfortunately have been tragically taken from us. Gentlemen, I love you. Miss you madly. Stay strong. Stay together. Eagle up.